things. Okay. All right. So Marco, I guess that's how you pronounce the name. Marco Rubio. He's here in Florida. So I guess he's joined the UFO conspiratory, the psyop or the deep state psyop. Now, is he being legit about it? I don't know. It's just, it's, you can say he wants to be part of that disclosure, whatever the government psyop has in mind. Always to be seen as a good guy, or however you want to word it. Either way, it's like he's playing both sides. Good guy, bad guy. Obviously, they're not giving. I think he wants to be known for something. So I imagine he knows what the government is capable of. I imagine he knows all the conspiracies involved with it. So you can say he's helping out the whistleblowers. You can say to a level. I'm not sure exactly how much he'll help there. So what's happened to those energies? It is, it's just hasn't quite. Every once in a while he'll bring it up. It's funny how he's here in Florida too. So we do have a lot of activity. I'm not aware of it, but pretty much a lot of activity around Florida though. So yeah, because of NASA and everything, SpaceX is here. So I'll do a channeling on it and see what else I can tap into with that. Yeah, I feel like he's playing both sides. Obviously, he knows about the conspiracy stuff. I mean, it feels like he's well protected, energy wise. Why it's hard to see a good vibe on it, but either way, I wouldn't. It's a politician, so I wouldn't trust it. It's almost like a movie, it's a plot of the movie, talking about the UFO stuff, and then that doesn't mean it'll happen, but of course you never know. He was part of the fake alien invasion. He could be. It's not clear with that. So we'll see where that goes on that. Everything's Indiana Jones. So his movie just came out recently, or today or yesterday, and there is time travel in it. I guess the dial of destiny goes back to a certain time period that just goes back to one time period. It's during Archimedes, something like that. It's during Roman times, I believe. I think you can go both ways if you know what you're doing, but it just goes in one place. But and adding time travel to Indiana Jones, which to spoil it a little bit. I haven't seen it. I don't think I will see it. But it's to go back into a past and just stay there, which is an interesting plot twist, but I can see that as a real thing. Of course, we're not going to see it in our reality, but I imagine that's happened quite a bit actually throughout history. Of course, I'm on this time traveler bit. That's not done by design. I did one yesterday and one today, but that sort of just happened on its own. I wasn't expecting to do the whole time traveler thing with Indiana Jones, but it is interesting to have time travel in it, and it's just how they go about it. Of just instead of just going to different timelines, you go to one timeline, one place, and you can be stuck there. So, yikes. Well, it also, not that's going to spoil the movie. It's kind of a downer movie from what I've heard. But like the Nazis, it's interesting. The Nazis are in it. They want to time travel to another time, and I guess screw around with Hitler or something like that. I don't know, become a better Hitler. I don't know what's going on with that. But they go back in time and you get trapped there, from what I've heard. And you hear all these weird stories about Nazis and everything. So it's well, honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised on some of that. Obviously, you can't prove any of it, but obviously, our world needs to move up a level for us to tap into those energies. But like on a fourth dimensional level, yes, that's very true. Our timeline, it can be true, but it's hard to prove for obvious reasons. We're just a boring world. And just get used to it. We're in a new age, boring timeline. The new agers, yeah, it's one thing. They just like it the way it is, apparently. Because they control this reality. That's why they keep it boring. They keep it uninteresting, and they're lost as hell and everything. Yeah, they seem to like it. It's really weird. It's like they dominate this energy field. Like they talk about evolving, but I don't think a lot of them are, because this is where they're king. If you're attractive and you have some kind of following or something like that, whatever, it's like a plague. Like a virus. It's like a pretty person's virus. The idea is for us to evolve and tap into these timelines like time travel or secret space realities, whatever. And many are rejecting it. So we'll see. The idea is to bring some proof to a lot of this somehow. But we have to evolve to that level so it can be proved. We're kind of like in the Lost Age, the very slow, boring Earth. We're here to go to more of an awakened Earth. Yeah, dragons, magicians, weirdness. They're here. I mean, you definitely see magician energies. Yeah, Madonna. It's like a sorceress, a siren. So there's magician energy here. It's not recognized. It's not part of our culture. It's buried because we're a boring planet. We're in a new age, boring world. So that's right. I was going to tap. I forgot about this. Yeah, the Torah. I was going to tap into that. You gotta be careful of that one. And the Knights Templar energy, which when I tapped into that, kind of strange how they even came up visual to Knights Templar energy. I mean, there's time travel or their energies too. I mean, anybody can be a time traveler here. I mean, some are definitely time traveler beings. They have memories of it. They feel like they alter reality. They don't have to prove it to anybody, though. But the Knights Templar energy has a Scottish Rite connected to it, and that's connected to the Masons. And Knights Templar is definitely part of the Masons for sure. But obviously, behind the scenes, they don't care if you know about them as long as you don't mess with their money and don't mess with them. So, yeah, it's just tapping their frequencies. They're just there's some Anunnaki there. It's not all Anunnaki, but there is some of that there. It's like some of our lost knowledge. Even the Pharaoh energy is with them, of course. So, yeah. So, okay. Just go into that. All right, is on Tony.com. We have private sessions. We have a scheduler. We have a shop here. A shop I'm a little bit behind on. I'm burned out. My energies. I'm tired out. I was up till like 3 o'clock in the morning last night. Webinar, social network, behind the scenes, in the archive. I also put together, let's see, where is it? Yeah, Fritzy. I put Fritzy in the. Add Fritzy to the Indiana Jones. It's got this message like Indiana Jones in a dial with Fritzy. So I added her to the poster, and it actually works out pretty good. So she's like a movie star status now. So that movie has a lot of problems, so I think I just improved it. I could always edit the movie and just put clips of her walking around, in her litter box, throwing dirt at the people who made the movie and everything. So anyway, it was funny. So the other thing is, let's see. I was going to show this, but just for the record, You know what I'm talking about. Okay, 1 second here. So yeah, Rubio firsthand knowledge, firsthand accounts of UFOs. So I guess they're having their secret meetings, I'm assuming. A lot of them are very fearful of their jobs, fearful of their clearance. So it does feel like they're, I don't know, is this, I don't know. There might be good there. It's not clear on his, what's going on there. Yeah, it's all government, the government whistleblowers, you know how that goes. You have UFOs, maybe an ancient civilization, is diving into it. So, you know, so we're getting somewhere. Yeah, it's something. Is it another psyop? Probably. Interesting though. I mean, it's take it with caution. Let's put it that way. But just see, like anything, see how it plays out. Yeah, it's a weird one. So, it's kind of a mystery, actually. I know they had a recent whistleblower that came out. It's kind of mysterious. It's not really showing anything, just saying the same old stuff you've already heard. And then Rubio comes in. He's kind of like a mystery card. He's not exactly clear what. It's government, so you can't. We see Biden walking around no brains, so it's probably part of the psyop, most likely. It's a mixed bag. It's like there's some good coming out of it, but then there's something else about it that's probably not the best energy. So, and it is government, so not to say we're gonna have an invasion or anything, but I don't know. You have to be known for something, right? So, we'll see how that goes, if it goes anywhere. So, okay, all right. We're going to UFO claims, Mark Rubio, energies, Indiana Jones, time traveler, and the nice Templar. So, all right, those things are good. Greens, we are the grays, or the Zetas. As for Rubio and the government, it's not to be trusted. They have their agendas. Not everyone can see what they're up to, though. But if it's government, it's public, they're not giving you any real hard evidence. They're just talking. Now, if they actually showed you something, gave you more details that you're not used to, something a little bit more tangible. It can be pictures, yes, obviously with like more of a physical truth, which I'm not allowed to do. But if Lucid, they bring something new to the table for you, that would be different. That's not happening. It's just more like the same story of what many of you are already asked the same questions already. Now it's just a government official doing it. So you can say some government the handlers of Rubio want to get involved more with this, uncover what they can. There's all these different agendas. Eventually, you will have more of the alien agenda part of your presidential conversation, like talking points, like when they do their news conferences or their debates. The UFO knowledge become more part of your society. So look at it that way. It's just this is the beginning of it. Now, is it for the better of humanity? Probably not. But as the UFO debate continues more in your society, it's going to dish into basically it's going to be part of your reality, your zeitgeist. I think that's a word you can use. Your pop culture. It's going to become a talking point. It just haven't quite reached the mainstream just yet. And will it have any it'll most likely be manufactured evidence, things you already know. Kind of, yes, like a psyop. So, but it's not time for it yet. It's too early. But eventually, UFOs become part of the presidential topics. Talk about food, feeding people. Obviously, they're not doing a lot of those things. They're ignoring a lot, like with Haiti and other countries. Of course, they have back interests within your Haiti. Yeah, there's obviously a CIA energy there. With your UFOs and CIA for sure. Obviously, the top levels are aware of it. The lower levels speculate. They're kind of like the custodians of, yeah, they're taking out the garbage, things like that. But at the top end of the CIA, yes, and all these intelligence agencies, they're well aware of it. They actually have some of them actually have communication with UFO energies. Not that they get along with them, but there's some kind of connection there. Obviously, if you ask them, it's like I don't know what you're talking about. But this is more like your Black Project, CIA, and things like that. Even your CIA even has like another name for it with the Black Projects, but it's kind of the same thing basically. So for you to so Rubio is just a public stage servant, a puppet to bring in more of the UFO agendas eventually. And be weaponized and might, yes, put more money to the military to figure this out and with no answers. So it's more like that type of topic. Like you're seeing these UFOs, and now the military has to give itself more money to figure it out, and you hear nothing about it. Eventually, you will, but probably be manufactured. So, unfortunately, you can't trust the government officials. Now, some you can, but UFO topics are very sketchy. Now, there can be good that comes out of it, yes, but there's also controlled opposition. Because you have top military commanders that know about this, and they're not stopping these conversations. They're allowing some things to come through, and obviously, they can just talk about the UFO topic, and then all of a sudden, they just go silent. So this is all like generic information right now. It's all stuff you've already heard. So they're not going to go into anything you haven't heard just yet. They're not ready for that. So they're going to take everything you already know and just manufacture it and repurpose it for now, at least. Let's see. Greens. This is a Indiana Jones consciousness or archaeology consciousness. For archaeologists, some of them are time travelers. So why do you think they have the knowledge that they do? And some of these archaeologists are from the Anunnaki with agendas. And of course, your museums are technically psyops, history psyops. They're hiding a lot of alien knowledge, of course, to keep your world dumb. We'll just say it that, just to keep it stupid. Like your dinosaurs, I believe they have other alternative ideas about that they're not going to make public anytime soon. And some of you tap into those alternative ideas, which are not going to make public anytime soon. Well, basically, they'll say, like, yeah, some of your speculations are accurate, similar to like the Atlantean knowledge. It's just the Atlantean knowledge, I like to keep it as a myth, but it's like the Tesla knowledge. They're finding more Atlantean connections, even if there's not really, they're not going to make it public. But it's kind of like Atlantis and Tesla are very similar, where there's this history that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You have the Atlantean equation to it. It gives you a little bit more answers, even if it's not going to be public though. So it's really alternative, non-mainstream, like energy weapons of the past, nuclear weapons of the ancient world. that they are well aware of. And so you have your archaeologists that are tapping into some of these timelines, they've been mentioning it, ruining their careers or being silenced. So to go into some of your UFO knowledge, some of them, well, the thing is about the UFO knowledge, obviously archaeologists are tapping into those timelines also, and they're very careful that they don't say anything. It's like, or more, think like this, more advanced humans, like you, not to say it's alien, just more human advancement of the past. And that's controversial. Yeah, the alien elements, that doesn't help anything either. Is that humans who are just more advanced in the past and then they forgot it all or it has been removed. And those conversations are going on within the archaeology, but quietly. The higher ups, let's put it that way. And of course, your average or more advanced archaeologists, there's just questions that can't be answered. And the whole UFO knowledge is not debunked completely. It's just not mentioned because if you want to destroy your career, talk about aliens. So it doesn't say aliens are everything, but just more advanced humans. Look at it that way. As we're going into the past and being trapped there, yes, those are true. You can say technically those are true events with no proof. Not yet. Yes, your world has to evolve to receive the proof. Right now, there's many mysteries for obvious reasons. Well, because the agendas that are here, they're controlling your schools, your museums. They don't want you to know anything. But as more society starts questioning, like the museums, the New York museums, the major ones, the Louvre, but the ones that have the archaeology, they're giving you a version of the story they want you to know, obviously, and they're keeping a lot. There's a lot's been hidden for obvious reasons. A lot of it's connected to the Ramsey line. Like a lot of them were alien, you can say. What's this? Greensfield, the Knights Templar frequency, the idea is to steal from society and keep it for yourself. But steal it where no one notices and be prestigious, wealthy, control realities, but not be ignorant about it, to be smart about it. So yes, be careful what you say publicly, how you show yourself off. It's just it's your mannerisms. Basically, it's a keep. You can say a lot of the ancient knowledge hidden, the ancient sorcerers which are here. It's just it's the very few want to stay in power, not always necessarily to enslave society, but just they like the power that they have. They want to keep it, and they rather just keep society ignorant. Of course, you can look at that any. I was like, they don't want people to be enslaved, but they enslave them anyway. But of course, the elites here enslave themselves because they know they can destroy themselves very easily. They're very fragile also. They're just at a different level. Doesn't mean it's a higher level. It is more a secretive level. And yes, you have your CEOs that are out there. They're all they're like children. Even Bill Gates looks like a woman at this point. So, and Bezos is like a teenager with his little girlfriend. It's like college. That's all. Yes, all that's a distraction. Well played to keep you out of the loop of food. It's like many are obsessed with billionaires and their lifestyles. It's kind of like sports. It's like you're not into sports, but you're into wealth. So now you have your wealthy figures to entertain you. For the most part, they're not always entertaining, but they keep you distracted. So we look beyond all that. And doesn't mean you'll find like secret knowledge. Well, you'll find what will help you evolve, because obviously there's a lot here. I mean, obviously you all carry sacred knowledge, of course, but do you need to connect to the elites of the earth? not necessarily. If you've been one in the past life, doesn't still mean, but if it helps your evolution, what is it that helps your direction in life? That's what really matters. To stay grounded, but also access your power. But idea is to accomplish what you're here to accomplish. And Knights Templar beings are the Templars all that evolved? Not necessarily. It's just a keeper of the gold. So look at it that way. Are they most evolved? I mean, they know the secrets that are here. Some of the stuff that you're well aware of, and all these conspiracy theories, they do get the modern elites. They do get kind of a rise from it. It's kind of funny. Always, I mean, it's a lot of things that they don't even know, like the astral plane. They don't always understand all that. So when you hear some of these conspiracy theories, it goes more into detail of what they're doing here because they don't always know all the details. So it's kind of interesting to hear these different points of view that are going on. So that's this.